Last time on Total Drama Random Island, the Bass and Gophers were disbanded to create a Battle of the Sexes challenge that put their ability to dodge balls to the test. Noah's intellect finally paid off with the guys winning the challenge. Beardo has to get used to new people once again, and Maria and Priya are now enemies, and the tension between the campers is only starting now that there are no more teams. Who will survive and who will be the first victim? Find out now on Total Drama Random Island. The tension is high between the girls as none of them are truly comfortable being around each other. Lorenzo says, "Come on, why the tension?" Priya says, "You know why, Lorenzo." Lorenzo says, "At least Sam isn't here. He tried to amplify the tension a lot more." Priya says, "How? That doesn't sound like Sam." And Lorenzo says, "Oh, it's just a joke because he tried to make you look bad so he could have a reason to vote for you again." Priya says, "What? He tried to vote for me." Lorenzo says, for a moment, he won't do it anymore, I'm sure. I just wanted to stop the tension, not create more." Priya says, "Oh, that fat son of a..." The boat with the guys comes back and Tyler says, "That was the best cruise ever." Beardo gives a thumbs up and Geoff says, "Seriously, I've never seen Noah let loose like that." Sam says, "Not even in my dreams would I imagine that. It was like your charisma raised to level 20. Lorenzo says he's glad they had fun. And Sam says, "Come on, dude, I brought you some chocolate-coated cherry blossoms." Priya knocks him into the water and Sam says, "Wow, no need to be a sore loser. Say GG and move on." Geoff says, "It's okay, dude. The ladies are just a little jealous." Noah says, "Of course they are. We won with our superior teamwork and are actually friends. They would have ruined the cruise with all their yelling and drama." Anne Maria is about to speak, but Chris comes over the loudspeaker and says, "Okay, campers, all teams right now are officially dissolved." Noah says, "Well, it was about time to do a solo venture anyway." Geoff says, "Agreed." Tyler says, "Come on, guys, just like that?" Sam says, "You heard the man, teams are over." Tyler says, "Aw, man." In confessional, he says he really liked the other guys. Now he's back to square one like when he first showed up to the island, but now he doesn't have Sky to help him out. Chris says, "Get ready for this. Backed by less than popular demand is..." Tyler interrupts and says Sky. Priya says Alejandro. Lorenzo says Millie. Geoff says Zoe. Beardo says Carrie. Chris says no, 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 and finally no. Damien steps onto the dock and says, "Hey guys, what's up? Psyched to be back." Lorenzo asks, "Who are you again?" Damien says, "Come on guys, it's me, Damien. Remember me?" Anne Maria says, "I don't think any of us do." Damien says, "Rich, coming from you. You were the reason I left in the first place." Anne Maria says, "Oh right, you were the crybaby who was all like, wah wah, she ruined my shot in the first challenge and it hurt my ego so bad I tried to get her out every chance afterwards. How could I forget?" Damien says, "And that's why nobody who was eliminated likes you." Chris says, "And secondly..." Hold on, I'm getting a call. "How much money?" Change of plans. Dakota is the second contestant returning. Dakota says, "Yay, it really helps when your dad is rich." Priya asks who originally was the second contestant, and Chris says, "I already forgot." "Alright campers, the challenge will begin shortly." Anne Maria says, "Oh, bring it on, because I have quite a few people here I'd like to beat." Damien says, "Wow, things really haven't changed, have they?" "Hey Tyler?" Tyler says, Yeah, sure." Damien says, "Hey Beardo, glad to see you still here." Beardo runs from Damien. Damien says, "Okay, what's the deal guys? Are you really that mad that I came back to the game? I mean, come on, I get you're all bummed out your friends didn't return, but I have feelings too." Noah says, "Oh, don't mind them, they're all pissed that they aren't going to be able to play hide the sausage with their girlfriends. I'm just pissed more that 2 people got added back to the game. I thought I had everything planned and now I gotta account for 2 more votes." Damien says, "Well, listen dude, I'm not really here to win. All I want to make sure of is that Anne Maria loses." Noah says, "Really?" And Damien says, "Of course. She ruined everything for me. From day one, she threw me off my game, and now I want to throw her off the game entirely." Noah says, "Well, if you want a partner, you've got yourself one." Dakota says, "Well, Anne Maria, I'm back. Remember me now?" Anne Maria says, "Sorry, I only remember people who have stayed longer than 1 day, survived the next few eliminations, and maybe I'll remember you." Dakota says, "God, you're so unbearable." Priya says, "I know, right? Can't believe she was your friend at one point." Courtney says, girls, let's all calm down. There's less of us than there are guys. How about we all team up to pick them off?" Priya says, "And let this leech last another week? No thank you." Anne Maria says, "Oh, same goes to you, circus freak." Sadie says, "Hey, can you two just shut up?" Sadie says, "Sorry, but I've had to deal with you two arguing for 2 days and I'm sick and tired of it. Either figure it out or kill each other. I don't care, but you better have it figured out by elimination. Because to be honest, I just cannot take it anymore." Courtney in confessional says, "Wow, good on Sadie for speaking her mind." Sadie in confessional says, "I don't know what happened, but it felt good. Really good. Maybe I should actually try to be a main character instead of trying to blend into the background." Chris says, now I know you all have quite a lot of tension going on. Now, me personally, I think that's awesome, but the producer said that for some reason there needs to be less drama and total drama, so today's challenge will be my twisted way of getting you all to get along. 2 of you will be handcuffed together, and hopefully you 2 can come to terms with each other, or not, and you hurt each other. I hope for the latter, honestly. I call this challenge the Tri-Arm Triathlon. Geoff says like 3 arms, and Chris says yes. 3 challenges, 2 people handcuffed to each other, and a possible 3 groups getting immunity. Yes, you heard that right. You and your partner will get immunity if you win. Priya in confessional says I need to keep winning to ensure I'm safe, and I don't need to use my idol yet. I'd even work with Anne-Marie to make that happen. Alright campers, the teams are Tyler and Noah. Tyler in confessional says, great, I'm paired with a guy who doesn't try half the time, and the other half he's complaining about trying. Noah in confessional says, I want to quit right now. Lorenzo and Courtney. Courtney in confessional says, of course I'm paired with that nitwit. Actually, this could work. Lorenzo in confessional says, just gotta win this challenge and everyone will realize how great I actually am, and thanks to my totem, I have no worries either way. Beardo, you're with Sadie. Beardo tries to run but is grabbed by Sadie, who says, nuh-uh, you're not going anywhere, big boy. Beardo in confessional says, is this what hell is like? Sam and Priya. Sam says, I don't see how that's a bad thing. Lorenzo says, yeah, I may have been seriously uncomfortable with the attention of the girls, so I kinda threw you under the bus so they'd be mad at you and not each other. Sam says, what? Priya says, oh, don't worry, Sam. I'm sure you can offer me a good explanation. Damien and Anne-Maria. Damien in confessional says, no. There is no reason for Chris to do something so evil to me. And finally, Dakota and Geoff. Noah asks why they hate each other, and Chris says, hate each other? Nah, they're just a threat to themselves and any electrical socket in licking distance. That's why it would be so fun to see them paired together. Geoff says, come on, give me some credit. I prefer sticking forks into them, if anything. Sam in confessional says, wow, I can't believe Lorenzo would sell me out like that, but I have so many ideas of who to get rid of already. I don't know what to do. If I think anymore, all the cheat codes I have memorized will leave my head. Alright campers, first challenge will have one contestant eating and the other feeding. Choose the feeder and the eater now. One last thing, this is the Wimp Key, a skeleton key that will open up any handcuffs. You will be offered the Wimp Key at every challenge to unshackle yourself from your teammate, but if you choose to accept it, you both will be eliminated from the challenge. Damien says, oh really? Anne-Maria, say you're sorry. Anne-Maria says, no, because I ain't sorry for nothing. Alright Chris, we wimp out. Chris says, I was hoping that would happen. Damien in confessional says, ha, take that, Anne-Maria. Anne-Maria in confessional says, I'm gonna eliminate Damien a 2nd time and hell, possibly a 3rd time permanently. Noah says, yeah, you're doing this, Tyler. And Tyler says, of course you'd say that. Noah says, yeah, because I can't eat as much as you idiot. Tyler says, you could at least try. And Noah says, I will be trying to feed you as fast as possible. Tyler says, oh, right. Sadie says, you eat, I feed, got it? Beardo gives a thumbs up and in confessional says that she scares him. Courtney says, I'll eat, but Lorenzo says, no, milady, I'll eat. Courtney says, fine, you do your best, brave knight. Lorenzo in confessional says, she seriously digs me. Dakota says, you've gotta eat. It'll get me fat if I eat it. And Geoff says, cool. Sam says, I'll eat, I guess, and Priya says, good, you'd probably choke me to death if you got the chance. Sam says, I'm not exactly sure you won't do that to me. Chris says, go, and all the teams begin eating. Sadie asks Beardo how much he can swallow, and Beardo says a lot more than you'd probably think. Sadie says, good. She slams the tray onto his face and a lot goes in. Chris says, Beardo and Sadie win part 1. Lorenzo says, hey Chris, I don't feel so good, maybe I should. Courtney says, don't even think about it. Your next challenge is to take your canoes and go to Boney Island where a package is waiting for you. Go. Geoff says, let's do this, Dakota, and Dakota says, give me the key. Geoff says, what? Why? Was this something I said? Dakota says, no, you're great. I just can't go back to that horrible place. Geoff says, yeah, probably for the best since I almost drowned in quicksand last time. Chris says, ooh, first wimps of this challenge. Anyone else? Priya says, fat chance. Sadie says, I'm front, you're back. Got that, Beardo? Beardo says, yeah. Sadie says, hey, you're comfortable talking to me now. Good progress. Beardo in confessional says, she kinda reminds me of my mom, and for some reason I'm kind of attracted to it. Noah interrupts from outside and says, ha, Sigmund Freud was right. Beardo says, get out of here, Noah. Why are you even here? Noah says, Tyler here drank a little too much protein this morning and couldn't wait for the handcuffs to come off. Tyler says, hey Beardo, happy for you, buddy. When they arrive, Chris says that each contestant has a piece of a statue that belongs to Boney Island. They have to go into the Cave of Treachery and return the piece into the cave. The longer you stay on the island, the worse your luck. So get moving, campers, and one of you will also have to piggyback your partner. Tyler says, dang, I'm really doing the heavy lifting here. Noah says, shut up, Tyler. Priya says, hey Sam, you can carry me for a change. Courtney says, hey noble knight, get to carrying, chop chop. Lorenzo says, yes ma'am. Lorenzo in confessional says, Courtney is a lot hotter than Millie, but she is so much worse than Millie. If I didn't know any better, I'd think Courtney doesn't even like me and is just using me. Nah, she gave me the idol after all, but man, I feel conflicted as I do like Millie, but she's so round. Sadie says, get on, and Beardo says, wouldn't it make more sense for me to carry you? And Sadie says, how chivalrous. Get on. Tyler and Noah reach it first, but Tyler sees a chicken and Noah says, okay Tyler, it's just a chicken, don't. Tyler runs away. Sadie makes it, but a spider lands on her face and she runs away. Lorenzo makes it next, and Courtney says, good job, you may just be good for something, before they get chased off by carnivorous beavers. Sam asks Priya if they can take a break, and Priya says that would be his 15th break. Hasn't he gained any stamina from this game? Sam says, listen Priya, Priya says, no Sam, you listen to me, I thought we were cool. I never targeted you once because I respected you a whole lot. You betrayed me in comparison. Sam says, I only wanted you gone the first time because you weren't trying in challenges. Priya says, okay, that's fair. Now what about the Tom elimination? Sam says, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to vote off Tom. He was my best friend. Priya says, yeah, I thought he was mine too, but he didn't vote for me in the end. Sam says, please forgive me, Priya, I'm tired and begging for a chance. Priya says, oh, I'll give you a chance, but it's gonna cost you. If you stay true to it though, consider everything forgiven. Sam and Priya reach the cave and Priya throws the piece of the statue into the cave. Sam says in confessional that things couldn't be any worse. Who knows what kind of sacrifice I'll have to pay. Please don't be Dakota. Chris says that Sam and Priya win a point. Things have been fun, but now it's time for the final part, the totem pole of shame and humiliation. Your task, assemble the heads in the order they were eliminated. First one to finish wins their team a point, which will also determine whether 3 groups get immunity or 1 lucky group. Priya says they've got this. Courtney says ready to keep the train rolling, Lorenzo. Lorenzo says yeah, of course. Sadie says whatever happens, I had fun bossing you around, Beardo. Beardo says yeah, I had fun too. Tyler says, oh, I'm doomed, I can't remember anything like this. Noah says, don't worry man, I told you I'd carry my weight. Just hand me the heads I tell you to grab. Tyler says, wow, I forgot you're the smart one on the team. Sadie says, wow, a sugar head. Beardo says, yeah, and it smells better than how she actually smells. Sam asks if it was Carrie Brick Sky or Sky Carrie Brick. Priya says, I thought it was Brick Sky Carrie. Courtney says, oh man, come on Lorenzo, help out. Lorenzo says, my tummy hurts. Noah says, we're done, and Chris says, Tyler and Noah have won the final point. That means Tyler and Noah, Priya and Sam, and finally Beardo and Sadie have immunity tonight. Sadie says, today was really fun, I hope we get another chance to hang out, and Beardo says, yeah, me too. Courtney says, speak for yourself. My partner was complaining about his stomach hurting for 90% of the challenge. The camper who does not receive a marshmallow tonight must immediately return to the dock of shame to catch the boat of losers. That means you're out of the contest, and you can't come back. Ever. The first marshmallow submerged goes to our 6 lucky winners, Tyler, Noah, Sadie, Beardo, Priya, and Sam. Now the real first marshmallow for people who don't have immunity goes to Courtney, then Lorenzo, Dakota, Damien, and finally in the most shocking elimination yet, Anne Maria, you get the last marshmallow. Geoff, I think this is wrong, but it's time for you to go, bro. Lorenzo says, wait Chris, things aren't over, I have the idol. Priya says, what? Lorenzo says, yep, sorry for not telling you, Priya, here you go. Chris says, what is this? And Lorenzo says, the idol, found it on Boney Island. Chris says, Boney Island? The place I told you specifically not to take anything from? Screw the statue I had you return. You need to go back and return this now, dude. Lorenzo says, wait, but Geoff says, it's cool, man. Ciao, dudes. Lorenzo says, wait, you can't leave, man. Who's gonna give me the brotherly advice you have? Geoff says, aw, dude, you can do this. You've learned all I can teach. Here, one last picture. One for me and the other to remember me by. Say cheese. Geoff leaves and Lorenzo says, I'm gonna miss you, dude. Lorenzo is sitting on the dock staring at the idol, and Courtney comes over and says, listen, Lorenzo, I was a little mean in the challenge. I apologize. I just am really competitive, and Lorenzo says, how long did you know this idol was a fake? You let me have this knowing I was going to be cursed, and don't try denying it. You made me look like a total idiot and fool, and now Priya won't trust me. because I didn't tell her about it. Courtney asks why Priya is at the top of the list of his worries, and Lorenzo says, I can't tell you, but you betrayed me, Courtney. You and Priya both did, but at least Priya got rid of a player in the game, and you gave me a lifetime curse. You are exactly what people say you are, and I'm planning on staying way longer than you to make sure you're gone. Courtney says, yeah, right. Nobody will believe I gave it to you. Face it, Lorenzo, everyone here sees you as just an idiot. That's all you will ever be. No matter how much training you get from the circus freak. Lorenzo says, you knew? And Courtney says, duh, everyone does. Nobody cares because you're a screw-up. Lorenzo says, you know what? I'm gonna win immunity, and I'm gonna do it with my cursed idol. Courtney says, good luck. I'll drag you to the finale and humiliate you there to show what a screw-up you were the entire game and your entire life. Sam tells Dakota they need to get rid of Priya. She's the reason Geoff is gone. Dakota says, I'm aware, but honestly, Sam, maybe you should just follow her lead. She knows what she's doing, and now that you're on equal footing again, you won't be voted off next, and if she does ever put your name up, I'll threaten to defect. We have a good thing here. Sam says, but Geoff. Dakota says, listen, Sam, you should know from your games that sometimes your friends leave and it's an unstoppable event. Getting mad at Priya won't get him back. You'll probably turn out like Damien if you end up taking that route. And even worse, you'll lose me.